Hello. Special greetings to you. You watching this video right now. And today I've just come to give you good news for international students. So, if you are currently an international student or you are anticipating to be an international student, a foreign student now, here in the UK, I want to say congratulations to you in advance because there's a good news boozing at the moment. This news I'm sharing with you is actually a very new and fresh news. It's just about 7 hours news now. It's still very fresh information. So I wanted to sit back and absorb this information wholeheartedly. So my name is Obayemi Olutu, and I want to thank everyone who has been coming back to watch my videos, and that's for my regular subscribers. And for those that are watching this YouTube channel for the very first time, I want to say thank you very much, and I appreciate you coming around. Thank you, and I don't take your presence for granted. Thank you so very much. I want to encourage you to please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Encourage somebody's son. Encourage somebody's son to do more. And if possible, please turn on your notification bell so you get every information we share with you as soon as possible. Straight to the business of today. Visa for overseas graduates should stay. That's the headline of my gist today. Visa for the overseas graduates should stay. Now, before I read this information for us, I want to remind you that some time ago, the UK government came up with a rule that international students can no longer bring dependents. And that is the major reason why, that's the major reason there is a strategic and obvious fall in the number of foreign students. And so the UK government at large have been able to feel the heat due to the absence of international students. It's known that most of the international students are from India, from Nigeria, from China, and few other countries. And I can tell you categorically that every university here in the UK feel the heat of the international student. So if you are one currently, or you just finished graduating, or you are anticipating to be one, I want to tell you that you are a big value, you are of huge value to the United Kingdom. So guys, let me just share this information with you. Okay, so straight let me just say a little more. Now, if there is a news that visa for international students should stay, then the possibility of the government also activating or allowing dependents to come with their main applicant who happens to be the student is possible of coming forth. I don't know if you get my point. If the country is thinking of bringing back international students, not that they are not allowed to school, they are, but the reason international students are not coming is because they can't come with their dependents. So it means if they are critically looking into it now to bring back international students, then it means that dependents will follow suit. This is to tell somebody watching this video to start getting ready, start getting prepared. So let's listen to this very quickly. Okay, so the visa for overseas graduates should stay, and that's the report. Okay, so 14th May 2024, which is today, there is no widespread evidence that the post-study visa for international students is being abused. So that was the thought of the government, that this visa route is being abused. But now there is no widespread evidence that this visa is being abused. The Migration Advisory Committee said the visa attracts students to the UK and should remain. If it were scrapped, universities would lose income from international student fees and have to cut courses, the mark said. The government should request the review, said it was considering the findings and would respond in due course. It introduced tougher rules for international students this year, which it said aimed to help slash migration. Universities are increasingly dependent on international students who pay higher fees than those from the UK. Did you get the point now? Because they are paying more. Applicants to the visa are not required to have a job or earn a particular salary to qualify for the visa. Introduced in 2021 as part of a plan to recruit the brightest and the best students from around the world. Last year, 114,000 graduate route visa were granted for international students and a further 30,000 for their dependents, the report said. Professor Brian Bell, who chairs the MARC, told the BBC the visa attracted international students who wanted to hand back some of the money they have spent on fees or get work experience. He said universities were underfunded and less income from international students would mean courses or course closures for both international and domestic students. Science, technology, engineering, mathematics subjects would take most of the heat, he said, especially at the lower ranked university outside of London and the southeast. So, Professor Bell said the government's national education strategy, which included a target of 600,000 international students per year studying in the UK, doesn't seem to have had wide buy across government. He said new rules limiting the number of dependents can come to the UK seems to be having a very big effect on international student number. You see, this is what I was trying to talk about at the beginning of this video. The reason people are not coming in to study is because they can't bring their dependents. Now there is a critical reconsideration of international students coming into the UK, of course, coming with their dependents. So that is a big news. Let me read a little more information for you. It says the government has not said it is considering scrapping the visa, but Home Secretary James cleverly asked the MARC to review whether it was being abused. The MARC said there was no widespread evidence of this. Mr. Cleverly also asked the MARC to look at the types of job those on the graduate route go into, saying initial data suggested most of those who switched from the graduate visa to a skilled worker visa went into care work, which was clearly not what the government intended. But the MARC said that the data was incorrect and about 20% went into care work. About half, the first lot of students to receive graduate visas, had moved on to skilled worker visa, primarily into skilled roles. So now let's mention one more thing before we wrap up this video. It's not going to be a long one. Universities in UK, which represent more than 140 institutions, welcomed the report and called on the government to confirm the visa would stay. Its chief executive, Vivian Stein, said, "We understand the political pressure to reduce migration, but the recent restriction had already had a significant effect. International students can no longer bring family members with them unless they are on research courses or have government funded scholarship, which the report said would reduce the number coming to study in the UK this year. Now, going forward would be a serious mistake." University of Greenwich Vice Chancellor Professor Jane Harrington, who chairs the University Alliance, said the MARC was right to highlight the damage, that is the restrictions and freeze on home student tuition fee, is doing to UK higher education. The report also said that there was concern against, there were concerned agents recruiting international students by mis-selling UK higher education. Now, the MARC also recommended recruitment agents should be registered and universities required to publish how much they spend on them. Dr. Tim that is the chief executive of the Russell Group, said international students were critical to the financial sustainability of top universities and the supported targeted measure to address the behavior of some agents. Now, I'm not reading news to us. I'm not a broadcaster or a newscaster rather. Okay, so what I'm trying to share to you is that the moment UK government begin to sit on a matter, especially a matter that affects the whole economy, including every university in the UK, then it means the possibility of having a positive feedback from that discussion is on the high side. This is to say that in a very short time, you will hear the good news that now international students are allowed with their dependent. I personally just feel there might be restrictions on you can have two dependents, you can have three dependents, which I also don't fully, concur to. It might be that they will just give some restrictions that you never can tell. However, all of these restrictions will still be for the betterment of the economy of the United Kingdom. So this is to tell you that if you're considering relocating to UK via study route, then I think this is the time to start acting up. One, you need to start getting your passport ready if you don't have one already. And for those that already have visa, and I want to encourage you to start applying for schools. Now, schools at the moment are really expecting international students, and I can tell you that once you apply now, you will be in the process. And most times when the UK government starts conversations like this, it doesn't take more than 3 months, or yeah, 3 months thereabout, before you hear the positive news or positive feedback of what they've been discussing. So I say this to say that now you should start applying to schools, start applying to universities, start applying. If you're coming to the study road, start applying now. I say that because by the time this law, or yeah, this rule, this immigration rule will be passed, there will be bogus and very large number of international students that wants to come in. Then if you have a particular location in mind and you're not acting up on it as soon as possible, some of those universities might just be filled up and don't want to take more, you know, students for that particular course, unit, or university. So I'm just encouraging somebody, if you know you want to go through this route, please start embracing that, uh, embracing universities. Start applying to schools. Start checking schools around you or the schools you like to study. Personally, I would just encourage studying 1 year course, 2 year course. I'm not really a fan of 2 year course, really, because everybody knows why a lot of people want to relocate. So if you're trying to do a 2 year course and you know how much you're paying, that is a huge one for you. That is where they call it wafashe, like you do a lot of work. But if you have to do your course for 1 year, if it's a 1 year course or 1 year program you want to do, that could be a minimal, work on you. But either ways, it's still a good one to, uh, embrace your or make your immigration dream come true. So, guys, if you have seen the video and you know it's a good information that you've got, it's one of the first hand information anyway. So, I'll encourage you to please share to people around you, let them start preparing. As a matter of fact, start applying to universities now. Like now, like now, like now. And I also encourage you, don't worry, in my next video, I'm going to share with you some universities that I will suggest to you. It's just my suggestion, and I'll give you the reasons in that video why you should apply to these universities. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope it has really given you some joyful um excitement rather. I hope you've encouraged yourself. Some people are really downcasted about relocation because you can't come in with your family, or maybe your dependent is stuck in your country and all of that. A lot of rules are gonna come up soon that will favor you. I thought you would say amen. Okay, thank you. So guys, I'm gonna see you again in my next video. It's a good day and it's a good news. Share it. Bye, yeah. See you later.